are you doing today, NKR?
I'm doing great, thank you. Hope you're doing great, everyone in chat. Hope everyone's doing good, having a good day. Today we have got MediEvil, but this time we're playing the remake. I'm known for having the record on the original, but this year I've decided to branch out a little bit. I've been playing all the MediEvil games, and this game in particular, this 2019 remake, has been going so crazy lately. In the last month, we've been getting so many world records day after day, new skips being found, incredible stuff going on. It's really a great time for anyone who wants to get in and join in and speedrun this game, for sure. I'm going to get straight into this right now. It's going to be a fun time. Hope you guys do all enjoy. And we'll give the countdown. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Good luck, have fun.
Thank you, thank you. Gonna need some luck for some of these tricks in this game, because I'll tell you what, this game's getting harder and harder with every day that passes.
So tell us, for anyone who hasn't played MediEvil, tell us a little bit about the game, what we can expect to see, kind of like the gameplay wise. You mentioned some tricks, you can talk about anything like that as well, but kind of what can everyone expect as we're getting into this?
Sure. So because this is a remake of the 1998 game on PS1, and because it is so pretty much identical, you'd think that it has like all the same speedrun tech and that kind of thing, but it doesn't actually have that. So the original MediEvil is very known for being like a very well-made classic kind of adventure game. You kill enemies, you get new weapons, and you kill stronger enemies, all that kind of stuff, and you're exploring each level and unlocking stuff, that kind of thing. You're finding items so that you can progress. Obviously, this game is the same, but the glitches that we use to skip things are quite a bit different in this version. And it's becoming very apparent that in this version of the game, it's just as broken as the original is.
And is that a lightsaber?
This is the sword. This is the small sword. This is what we picked up in the crypt right there in the very first level. This is actually an essential item for us to pick up. We're not going to be getting very many weapons in this run right here, because the way this game works, basically, if you want to get a new weapon, you've got to kill most of the enemies in the level, and then you will be able to take the chalice, and then you can get rewards like extra weapons, extra health, and that kind of thing. Now, we won't be doing this at all. We're not going to be collecting a single chalice, so we're going to be going in with pretty much nothing. And this small sword is going to be quite important, so this is going to be one of the few tools that we do actually have with us on the speedrun here.
And it seems like we have, I don't know if this is like a Navi kind of thing, but like a little fairy following us. What is the light doing?
That's an interesting one. So that is from the original. That was when you had a ranged weapon equipped, that would be like your targeting reticle. It would go point to the nearest enemy. For some reason in the remake, they've added that on to every weapon, like even the melee weapons. I don't think that's quite right how it's supposed to be, but that's what we're dealing with here.
It's giving me kind of like, I feel like I should be the second player with a Wiimote, and I can kind of...
Yeah. That's how it is. There was this climbing up this hill here is not as easy and effortless as it looks in the original. It's kind of tricky. You are actually intended in this version to probably use the shield and the club to defend yourself as you climb up. In the original, you can kind of run past and pretend there's no boulders in your way. It's still chill, you know?
Somebody in chat asked how many rocks in Dan's diet today.
It varies. Sometimes 0, but sometimes a little more. I think we just got 2 there. Got hit by 2 rocks. It's not a fun time when you get hit by the rocks. You don't want to get hit by the rocks, of course, but it does happen, because I will say that this game, it's kind of lacking in the controls department. I'm doing my best with what I can, you know, but I gotta say I prefer the original. I prefer the smoothness of it. Gotta say that. I'm pretty kind of new to running this game. Like, I've only just picked this up and returned to it like a month ago, and I'm definitely getting the hang of it. Like, I'm starting to understand that, yeah, just like the original, it's got some quirks. You get used to it, you know?
So if we were to run them side by side, which one's faster?
Oh, definitely the original. The original has a lot more skips, to the point where it's like you go in the level and that's it. Yeah, you'll be jumping off the edge of the level and somehow find yourself at the exit instantly. And very little of the game is actually played. It's very much a spectacle kind of run where you're doing magic trick after magic trick, that kind of thing. This one has got a little bit more gameplay in there. It's just a little bit longer. So we're about to fight the first boss of the game right here. This is an iconic boss. If you've played this game at all, you'll know this guy. The Stained Glass Demon is a pretty memorable boss. I know guys often talk about this game. They say, hey, look, I played the demo back on PS1. And the demo concluded with being introduced to this boss, so it's a pretty memorable thing, I think.
Okay, I got high expectations now. I'm looking forward.
So the way we're going to be taking out this boss right here is with the throwing daggers. We're going to be doing a special attack technique that basically lets us do more damage or like attack faster than we should be able to, that kind of thing. So we can kill this guy in 2 cycles. Does require some intense button pressing with the right ribbon and all that. That's looking all good. Yeah, so the weapons that we're going to have in this run are the sword, the club, and the throwing daggers. Those are the only things we've actually picked up here today. And we're not going to be getting anything else. And there we go, he's down. So, one thing we haven't touched on yet is in the previous level, you know, when I was climbing up the hill with all the boulders, there's actually a key item in that level that you kind of need to beat the game, and I haven't got it. Because it turns out that you can actually skip the level where it's complicated, but basically you get that key item, which lets you get other key items, which lets you get other key items, and so on, until you eventually get the one thing that is necessary to beat this later level. And we're going to be bypassing all of that by simply skipping the level. That's what we're going to be doing here. That's coming later, though. But right now,
I always love when a run is like, we have a very important key item. We're just not getting it.
Yeah, it's important to clarify that, because there's going to be levels in this run, or like in this game, that you won't see in this run at all, you know?
So if you were playing this casually, you didn't know that tech, and you skipped that item, is this a game where you are expected to go back and replay levels and kind of find stuff with new items and things like that, or how would that normally work?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. You can go wherever you want on the map screen, you can miss things, you can go find it later, that kind of thing. It does encourage a bit of exploration. As you can see, you know, I'm doing a bit of exploration right now, you could say. I've got completely out of bounds, and I am pretty much bypassing most of the level. And expect to see more stuff like this, because yeah, this game is kind of broken if you look for it. If you look for these kind of things.
I like how the perspective is changing too. Like now it's much more top down. Now we're back to behind you. Like it's got a lot of variety, and now we're very far away.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've got the second boss right here. This one's a bit tricky. I'm going to use my club that I picked up in a previous level. Now, it's important to understand that the club is actually something that is, although it's a good weapon, you're not meant to be using it for most of the game. You're obviously meant to be killing enemies, collecting chalices, and getting weapon upgrades that way. I'm taking like this random weapon that's in one of the early levels and taking it all the way to the end of the game. A really interesting thing right here. At this point in the game, we have to go to the right on the map screen, but I'm gonna go down for an interesting reason right here. So we're actually returning to the crypt, and I'll hit this trick and then I'll explain what I've just done. There we go. So interesting little technique you can do here. You know the runes that you pick up in the levels? that kind of act like keys, like they let you open the door, the yellow rune opens the yellow door, that kind of thing. Well, it turns out if you go tactically position yourself right next to one, and then you pretty much quit the game, but then the frame before it goes back to the map screen, you actually take the item, take the rune, the game doesn't have time to take it away from you. Like, you've kind of already passed that check. It's tried to take it away from you, and then you picked it up after. And what this has allowed me to do is, effectively, the trick is called rune smuggling. I now have taken that yellow rune from that level into a different level, which is not how it's supposed to work, right?
And you said the frame before, so is that a frame perfect trick?
It is, but it's actually quite easy to do because of the fact that you're basically using the sword to hit the wall, and that's going to knock you backwards. So that's the setup, right? Yeah, check this one out as well. We just use... So there's the star rune that we collected from the very first level. We've then smuggled it into a different level. I'm not supposed to be able to do that. And then we've gone completely out of bounds all the way around the level just to get back in bounds at the exit, just to put that rune there so we can complete the level much earlier than should otherwise be possible.
The swagger behind that, check this out.
It's going to get crazy, believe me. This game is so broken now.
And I've seen a couple of times your health has gotten quite low. How concerned are we? Are there possibilities or likelihood of death? Is there any, or is this pretty well optimized?
Death is pretty likely. I mean, this guy, Sir Dan, our main character, he kind of woke up dead, so he's used to it, you know? He is kind of undead and all that business. He's working on it. He's trying to redeem himself in that kind of business. I think that health is a problem in this run. We're not going to be picking up much health, but I will make it do. You know, I will make it through with the bare minimum kind of health that I'm getting. We should be okay, and there shouldn't be any instance where I'm about to die. Fingers crossed, you know. I'll check this out. Straight over. No need to fight those enemies. I don't like it when games close a fence or a door behind you and say, hey, look, you've got to kill these guys to get out. I'm not bothering with that, you know.
Enemies are slow, right? We don't do that.
Of course. So yeah, the objective of this level was to collect all 8 of the helmets, and we've already done it. That's it. Cool stuff. Guys in chat are saying that was so smooth. You're right. It was actually pretty good. I don't know what my pace is right now because I'm choosing to focus on the run rather than the splits, you know? So I wonder how well this is doing. Could we world record today? I mean, we world recorded earlier on stream today, so could we do it again? Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, we did used to have a show on Hotfix called Victory Lap, where recent records and PBs and things were showcased, and we're essentially doing that today.
I do hope so. I'm trying my best, you know. So here we're once again going out of bounds to, you guessed it, skip the whole level. There's actually a rune here that we want to get. And then the exit's like kind of far away, and most importantly, we can't get there at the moment, so, you know, as you do.
As you do.
As you
Skip
do.
everything, as you do.
Exactly. This game's really taking after the original where you skip everything. It's straight up turning into that. In the last month, the world record time for this game has come down by 10 minutes. It's constant. Things are changing every day. And just like last week, we have had 2 major skips for the 2 hardest levels in the game, and we're going to be showing those off to you during this run right here.
And so I'm always curious, this game is, I guess, 6 years old at this point. What is motivating finding all the new tech and all the glitches? Is there a new tool set? Is it new runners coming into the scene? What is kind of reviving this in a way?
Sure. So, and not to brag, but I think I am behind reviving this right now. So, kind of a funny story. This game came out in 2019. I wasn't impressed. I didn't really like this game. And it turns out, right, this game doesn't run very well on a PlayStation 4. It runs perfectly fine on PlayStation 4 Pro and the PlayStation 5, but you know, I didn't have those, so I was getting the worst experience on the PS4, and I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan. But I've just recently got a PS5 last month, and that's completely changed the game. It plays so smooth now, the frame rate's so stable, and now it's kind of me coming in here and saying, okay, it's time to see what we can do with this game, see what records we can break, see what new clarity glitches we can find, and everyone's starting to get active with this game. It's really a great time.
So are you the one that's found the most recent couple of glitches then?
I'd say it's a collaborative effort at this point. It kind of goes like you find a skip and then someone finds a better way to do that exact skip. It's going back and forth a bit at the moment.
Oh, we're doing some backtracking.
Yep. So we're going back to the crypt once more because, you know that one level I mentioned where we have to have that magic key item, otherwise we can't progress? Well, this is, turns out you can just do this, yeah. Okay, I missed it that time, don't worry. It's fine. Missing it's a little bit of a setback. It is obviously a frame perfect trick. It's kind of tricky. I'm listening specifically to hear if I've got the audio cue to know if I've got it or not. That sounds like it to me. That's much better. So yeah, in Cemetery Hill, which is one of the earlier levels, you get the Witch Talisman. And then you got to go do all those levels on the right of the map screen and use the Witch Talisman to get 2 dragon gems so that you can go to a different level so you can get the dragon armor. The dragon armor is the essential item that's necessary to beat this level. But of course, if you simply do the Rune smuggle glitch back in the crypt, or you can do this anywhere, but obviously the crypt is most convenient because the yellow rune that we want is right there at the start of the level. So you can go ahead and get that and skip this level without even seeing the Dragonfire gates or obtaining the dragon armor. It's pretty cool. Fun fact, that same skip was later found in the original, which completely changed the game over there too. And then another fun fact, the Rune smuggle was found in the original, and then it was later found in this game. So it's definitely a good remake in that sense. It's got everything in there, you know? Very consistent.
That's interesting. That means they probably use some of the, I'm not a programmer, but some of the same code or something that makes it somewhat consistent.
Oh, I think they did, yes. I do think they were heavily referencing that kind of code. So here we're going to do this tricky new jump, which is like a week old, to get on top of this fence. And it's a bit tricky. But the goal is to get on the fence so we can get over the bridge on the right there, as this is the fastest way to get up here. Instead of this, you'd have to actually stand around waiting for these chickens to basically eat enough of the hay, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. It's the yellow stuff, right? Chat knows what it is. And then it hits a button to lower the bridge. Also, you're not supposed to do that, obviously. This isn't the intended way to finish the level, but it turns out you can do that. So that's the whole of Haunted Ruins right there, completely skipped. Just like that. I do think we have quite a good pace right now, I'd say so. We haven't really made any mistakes. Now we're coming up to Ghost Ship, which is a notorious level in this game's speedrun. This is one of the levels that just got a new skip. Basically, previously you had to come in here and you had to fight a bunch of enemies with only that club that you got in the beginning of the game, and then fight the boss with the limited HP that we have. But there is now a new skip, which is quite a spectacular one. We're going to be skipping all the combat in this level by some very all out of bounds stuff. That's one part of it done, and then the boss is this way. We're going to be hitting a proxy jump right here, which requires me to listen to the audio cue right here to make sure I can get the right magic frame and all that business. And basically what's going to happen is I'm going to bounce up into the air. And I will land on top of the invisible wall right next to me like that, and then I will do this and that, being very careful not to fall off as I navigate around the edge of the ship like a professional. And the boss is right there, but you don't have to fight him because the exit trigger is sitting right on top of him, and that's Ghost Ship.
I love how there's just like all these platforms outside of the ship. They're like, yeah, no one's ever gonna go out. Yeah, it's totally fine.
You gotta wonder if someone was doing it on purpose sometimes. Okay, entrance hall is a chill level. We're not gonna do much in here, so a little bit of downtime before the final level of the game, featuring the newest, hardest skip.
Well, let's see. If we have downtime, I can always do an announcement. So, speaking of past events, we talked about GDQ and other past Hotfix shows and things. If you want to catch up on any of those shows, events, marathons, etc., check it out at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you're watching this on YouTube, probably in a week or so, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit the like button, and all that fun stuff.
I agree with everything you just said. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, time device. This is the final level of the game. This is a tough level. There's 2 skips in this level. One of them is like a week old. And it's allowing us to skip to the exit in quite a crazy way. I'm going to see if we can hit it here. This is number 1. Just like that. You got to be very careful here, because if you get knocked back in bounds, which you can do, these enemies are pretty prone to bouncing you about. You will be stuck forever. Luckily, unlike the original, this game has the option to restart the level from the pause menu. So if you do get stuck, or you want to do that sneaky cheating thing where you lose too much health and you say, okay, whatever, I'll restart the level and then I'll get it all back, you can do that if you want.
Now, Wikipedia says that the original game was inspired much by Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, which is one of my personal favorite movies. And this level, at least to me, is kind of showcasing more of that inspiration. It's very like Oogie Boogie Santa Claus scene, for anyone in chat who knows that. But like, it's definitely giving me the Tim Burton vibes there.
I do think so, yes. That's definitely what they were referencing when they made all the artwork and the concept art, the designs for this game. Okay, so here we're trying to hit another proxy jump, and it's a tricky one. Hopefully we get this. Yeah, okay, so now we're up here. We got up here, so we could get on top of this. Okay, so we can get over here, so we can get onto this. Okay, no, not down here. Not down there. Oh, damn. Don't worry about that. It's okay. It revives us back up here. Now, we do have a bit of a situation. We have a little bit of a situation. My HP is quite low. Maybe not enough HP for the final boss. Okay. That jump is very difficult. And then we're going to jump on this very conveniently positioned invisible floor. And just like that, skip the entirety of the time device. Great stuff. Okay. Yeah, a bit of a problem here. I don't have enough HP, so... Question, what do I do? I'd say we go into lair, we go heal up at the fountain, and we wing it. I'd say that's what we do. I mean, I did earlier today, beat the final boss on 1 HP, so I'm feeling kind of lucky. I think we got this.
I mean, if you're ever going to YOLO or run, this is the show to do it on. So what happens if, hypothetically, which totally isn't going to happen, but what happens if you do die on the final boss? Is this like this isn't like a Castlevania send you back to level 1 kind of thing?
Oh, no. So it was like that in the original. You'd be straight up booted to the title screen if you didn't make a save. But in the remake, it says game over, and then it just puts you back to the start of the level. So you didn't really lose anything. It would mean, okay, like if this is impossible, game over. Okay, well, I'll go play a different level and get some health real quick. That kind of deal. So here we're trying to keep our soldiers alive. They're fighting for us. And yeah, that's going to drain away quite a lot of our health, which is why you probably want a lot of health here in order to make this happen. We should be good. I should be able to survive this fight.
Chat's got a whole bunch of fountain emotes.
Yep. That's right.
Ooh, little green soldier emotes. Oh, these are your emotes.
That's right. Yeah, very appropriate ones.
Go on, chat. Spam some of MKR's emotes for him. We need the support. We need the love right now.
True, because it's going to be a difficult one. This final boss in the remake is it's not a one-to-one with the original. They've added new stuff. They've made it much more complicated in a really good way. It's actually making the final boss such an incredible challenge for the speedrun. It's always a rough one, and moments where you're up against the end of the game, like the very last phase of the final boss, and you're about to die on record pace, it's all the time. It really is all the time, and I love how that plays.
Emotes are going crazy.
Yeah, we got one for everything. One for everything for these emotes. Everything you see in game. Oh, he's glitching out a bit. What do I do about that? I guess I'll wait it out. This game is kind of glitchy. Like, not in the good way, the speedrunner way. Sometimes he will randomly go inside the wall. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what's up with him.
The game just wants a little bit of payback. They're like, we've seen what you've been doing. We gotta do something ourselves.
True. That's so true. Yeah, I do think that's probably something that's going on here. I mean, this run was too good. Like, we got to set this back. Otherwise, he's going to set 2 records in one day.
Can't have that.
Of course. In this fight here, we're supposed to kill the skeletons to make him go vulnerable, while trying to pretty much manage our club percentage. That's why I'm jumping before I'm attacking, because that uses less percentage. If this club breaks, I'm basically out of the game. I've got nothing I can really do the final boss with. So that's
I didn't realize we had durability issues. Like, this is Breath of the Wild or something.
Yeah, we do have those issues. It can get bad at times. We should be fine on this one here. And now we have the final boss. Now, this guy's kind of crazy difficult. Much harder than the original game. I don't have much health. Oh, we got one of these. Okay. He stayed in the fight. They kind of glitch out, and they do that sometimes to try to give me an extra challenge. Not gonna phase me, mate. So here we're gonna hit this guy when he goes vulnerable. We gotta dodge his attacks until he goes vulnerable, and then we go in and smash him until he gets to phase 2, in which it gets a little bit more crazy. And we're gonna have to switch over to the throwing daggers and use it as our ranged weapon, because he's gonna go fly up in the air, and it's gonna be impossible to hit him with melee.
I love the like spider-like movement that it's doing side to side. You don't normally see something like that with a boss that's shaped like that.
That's right, yeah. This guy is, I think this is how they wanted him to be in the original game, but they didn't have time. So they kind of went in and with this remake and made sure that this boss was how it was originally, like, visioned, you know what I'm saying? In the original, he kind of runs at you and that's about it. He doesn't have all these crazy attacks. All right. We're heading into phase 2 here. So now I have to dodge some crazy attacks, and as you can see, my HP is getting a little bit low. Time is actually when this guy's HP reaches 0, which is coming on very quick. So we got through this run pretty quickly. It's been quite a good one. Had a couple of mistakes, but nothing too major.
I'm like too scared to say anything.
Yeah, this part's intense. It's very tough to dodge these sometimes. You do find yourself getting overwhelmed.
It's not giving you much time after the shadow appears.
No.
Half second.
That's right. Doing a great job of it right now. All right, one more cycle and we'll have him. When I let go of this charged hit right here, it's going to kill him, because that does 60. And GG, that's it. That's MediEvil 2019. Beaten in, I don't know how long it was. You guys tell me.
It takes a little bit for it to to catch up, but probably about 28:30,
sure.
Somewhere around there.
28:30. Oh, not bad. It's a sub 30, which was previously thought impossible like a week ago. So here we are, you know.
We're
Good
out
stuff.
here doing the impossible. I'd love to hear it.
Absolutely.
Remember, chat, dreams do come true. So, as we're watching the end game cutscene here, now is a chance to give any shout outs, thank you, talk about the community, anything and everything. Now is the time.
Sure. Well, I'd like to thank everyone who's here in chat today, everyone who's saying GG. I won't read out all your names. I'll be here forever. Thank you to everyone for stopping by. I hope you did enjoy that run. It was quite a great run right there. Really well performed. I want to say thank you to everyone who's always stopping by in my stream daily. You know, you guys know who you are. I do really love you guys. You guys are the best. Thanks for being here for this event tonight. And of course, thank you to you guys for hosting this today. I do appreciate you guys having me on here. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure. And for anyone who is watching this on YouTube later and you can't see the chat is going wild. There's emotes, there's all kinds of stuff everywhere. There's like 40 GGs. I don't know if I've ever seen chat this hype for Hotfix. For my show anyways, I can't speak for others. But so, yeah, you definitely killed it. We are gonna take a quick break as we set up for our Super Castlevania 4 race. And while we are doing that, if anyone is looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, you can always join the official Games Done Quick Discord and add the Hotfix role to stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. So use !Discord. I'll throw that in the chat. To get more information, get an invite, check that out. And while we're at break, it's always a great time to do that. But don't go anywhere. We will be right back in just a few minutes.